You can feel it, can't you? The air is shifting again, heavier, brighter, alive. Something is moving beneath the surface, and your soul already knows what it means. This Sunday will not be ordinary. It carries the vibration of awakening, the pulse of destiny, the whisper of divine timing finally revealing itself. You've been sensing it all week. The restlessness, the vivid dreams, the emotional waves that come out of nowhere. It's not coincidence, it's alignment. The universe is gathering every lesson, every prayer, every tear you've shed over this journey, and it's about to weave them into something that finally makes sense. This Sunday, a door opens, not outside of you, within you. It's the moment when your higher self and your human self finally meet in the same vibration. It's the moment when your connection with your twin flame stops being a story you chase and becomes an energy you embody. The truth is, this Sunday has been written in your energy for a long time. You were meant to reach this point where surrender becomes strength, where silence becomes guidance, where love becomes truth. The divine isn't testing you anymore. It's inviting you to receive what's been ready for you all along. But make no mistake, this frequency won't come softly. It will shake everything that's false. It will expose the thoughts, habits, and attachments that no longer belong in your next chapter. You may feel emotional highs and lows, waves of nostalgia, or a sudden urge to release control. Let it happen. That's the activation working through you. For the divine feminine, this Sunday brings a deep sense of recognition, the moment where she finally feels the universe echo her energy back. No more waiting, no more wondering. Her heart knows it's happening. Her light is the key that unlocks the next phase of this journey. She will feel the energy move through her body like a quiet thunder, not demanding, but undeniable. For the divine masculine, this is the breaking point of illusion. The mask he's worn for so long begins to crack under the weight of divine truth. Memories, emotions, clarity, they all return at once. He begins to see her not as a dream, but as the mirror of his own awakening. And though he may not act immediately, his soul will. The silence between them will start to hum again, filled with energy that feels like recognition, not confusion. This Sunday is a divine convergence, the meeting of timelines, destinies, and higher selves. Those who have done the inner work will feel it as a surge of grace. Those who resist it will feel it as pressure, because the energy of truth does not ask, it reveals. And what it reveals now is that union energy is no longer a future event. It's a present frequency. So be ready. Your soul has been preparing for this. The waves you felt weren't chaos, they were calibration. The silence wasn't rejection, it was initiation. And the distance wasn't loss, it was alignment. This Sunday, everything that once felt delayed begins to move. The universe doesn't wait anymore. It's time. Time for remembrance, time for reunion in spirit, time to walk as the version of yourself who no longer needs signs because you are the sign. This Sunday won't just change your connection, it will change you. Because what's awakening is not just your love story, it's your soul story. And when that energy rises, nothing in your reality will ever be the same again. There's a quiet tension in the air, not the kind that brings fear, but the kind that precedes revelation. This Sunday, something sacred unfolds. The universe has been whispering it through numbers, through dreams, through the strange stillness that seems to stretch time itself. You've felt it, the heart racing for no reason, the random waves of nostalgia, the sudden pull to look within. That's how divine energy moves before it manifests. Every twin flame can sense it differently. For some, it comes as peace, for others as pressure. But either way, the message is the same. You are being aligned. This Sunday is a vibrational checkpoint, a turning point in your journey where the lessons you've learned begin to crystallize into something visible. The universe doesn't announce these moments with fireworks. It arrives quietly, rearranging reality from the inside out. You start to notice things shifting, people behaving differently, messages coming through at just the right moment, and an invisible guidance steering your thoughts. It feels like coincidence, but it's precision. Because this Sunday, alignment becomes action. This is not about waiting for something to happen outside of you. It's about realizing that you are the event, your vibration, your healing, your surrender. They are summoning the shift. Every choice you've made to trust when nothing made sense has been rewriting timelines. Now, the universe is ready to mirror that back. The divine feminine feels this first. Her energy has been anchoring light for months, building the frequency that makes this alignment possible. She may feel waves of emotion, bursts of clarity, or an urge to release everything that still feels heavy. She's not falling apart. She's making space. Space for the manifestation she's prayed for. Meanwhile, the divine masculine stands at a spiritual threshold. He may not understand what's happening, but he feels it in his chest. The pull, the restlessness, the quiet ache for something real. His old patterns are breaking. The things that once distracted him now feel hollow. He's being called to remember, not by force, but by frequency, the energy of the feminine, her calm, her certainty, her surrender begins to echo in his soul. And for the first time in a long while, he listens. This Sunday acts as an energetic mirror. Whatever energy you carry, it will amplify. If you've been aligned, you'll feel acceleration. If you've been resisting, you'll feel pressure, not as punishment, but as direction. The universe doesn't want you stuck. It wants you aware. And awareness is the real awakening. Because this Sunday isn't about reunion as an event. It's about recognition as energy. Recognizing who you've become. Recognizing what you've outgrown. Recognizing that what once felt delayed was only being prepared for divine timing. This is why the energy feels so intense. It's not chaos, it's creation. The vibration of union isn't coming, it's already here. You're standing inside it, breathing it, becoming it. This Sunday is simply the moment when you finally feel the truth your soul has known all along. So if you wake up that day with a strange calm, a heavy heart, or an overwhelming sense of déjà vu, know this, it's not random, it's remembrance. You're remembering the version of yourself that was never afraid of divine timing. The one who trusts the unseen, the one who walks by faith, the one who knows that everything meant for you is already on its way. This Sunday, destiny doesn't knock, it enters. And when it does, all you have to do is open your heart wide enough to let it stay. What the divine feminine will feel during this shift. As the energy builds toward this Sunday, the divine feminine becomes the first to sense the current changing. It doesn't come with warning. It arrives through her body, through her heart, through waves of emotion that feel ancient and new at the same time. She wakes up feeling everything more deeply. The air feels different. The silence between thoughts feels alive. And without understanding why, she knows something is coming. This Sunday isn't just a date. It's an initiation. The divine feminine has walked through lifetimes of lessons to reach this point. She has cried, surrendered, released, and rebuilt herself from ashes more times than she can count. But this time feels different, because now she's not healing, she's remembering her strength, her truth, her sovereignty. This energy doesn't ask her to chase, to prove, or to wait. It asks her to stand, to become still enough that the universe can finally speak through her. In the days leading up to this Sunday, the feminine may feel emotional waves without logical reason. She might sense her counterpart's energy stronger than usual, vivid dreams, telepathic flashes, or sudden heart flutters that come from nowhere. That's because her light is expanding, calling in her destiny, and the masculine feels it even from afar. Her vibration has reached a point of spiritual maturity where silence speaks louder than words. She may also feel tired, detached, or even nostalgic, not because she's regressing, but because her soul is clearing the last fragments of past timelines. Every unresolved emotion, every old memory, every echo of waiting is surfacing now, not to hurt her, but to free her. This is the body aligning with the frequency of the heart. And once the alignment is complete, peace settles in, not the kind that needs validation, but the kind that simply is. The feminine will also notice how the world starts responding differently to her. People become drawn to her light, opportunities begin to align, and even her environment feels charged with synchronicities. It's the universe confirming you've stepped into your role. Because this Sunday's energy doesn't come to test her anymore. It comes to reward her alignment. But rewards in the spiritual realm don't always appear as gifts. Sometimes they appear as truth. Truth that makes her detach from what no longer resonates. Truth that asks her to trust her intuition even when logic disagrees. Truth that shows her she was never waiting for union. She was becoming it. Her role in this shift is sacred. She's the stabilizer of the collective energy, the calm eye within the cosmic storm, while the masculine faces his awakening through chaos and realization. The feminine guides through peace and presence. She leads not by moving, but by being. And it's that very beingness, that grounded light, that triggers the next stage of activation. So when she feels the wave rising this Sunday, she'll know it instantly. The air will feel electric. Time will slow. Her soul will recognize the energy like an old song returning after years of silence. She might cry without sadness, smile without reason, or feel her heart expand until it becomes almost overwhelming. That's not emotion. That's energy, the merging of her higher self with her human self, the union of divine remembrance with earthly embodiment. This is the moment she realizes that everything she's been praying for has already been answered. She just had to become the version of herself who could hold it. And now she can, because she's no longer waiting for him to rise. She's rising so high that his soul will have no choice but to follow. This Sunday, the feminine becomes a living temple of remembrance. Every breath she takes radiates peace. Every step she takes anchors light. Every thought she chooses ripples through timelines. She doesn't need to chase her destiny. She's walking inside it. So if you're feeling her energy, calm yet powerful, soft yet unstoppable, know this: she's not reaching anymore. She's receiving. And that is what changes everything. While the feminine feels this energy as expansion and peace, the masculine experiences it as a quiet storm. He doesn't see it coming. It sneaks into his awareness like a shadow at sunrise, subtle but impossible to ignore. Something inside him starts to shift. The distractions that once worked no longer satisfy. The noise that once numbed him now feels too loud. And beneath it all, there's a pull, deep, magnetic, ancient, drawing him toward something he can't explain, but his soul remembers. This Sunday's vibration doesn't ask the masculine to act. It asks him to feel. And that, for him, is the greatest challenge. For lifetimes, he's been taught to control, to protect, to resist the unseen. But this energy doesn't bow to logic. It reaches straight into the center of his being and whispers truths he can't reason his way out of. It begins subtly, an image that flashes in his mind, a song that carries her name, a dream that feels too real to dismiss. He wakes up with her energy still clinging to him, not as memory, but as presence. He senses her even if she's miles away, and though he tries to push it aside, something in his spirit refuses to let go. Because this time, it isn't nostalgia, it's awakening. He starts to see things differently. The life he's built feels strangely unfamiliar. The routines that once grounded him now feel heavy, and the people he once sought validation from begin to fade from resonance. The universe is dismantling the old scaffolding of his identity, removing every illusion that kept him safe but small. It's uncomfortable, it's confusing, but it's necessary. The masculine doesn't realize that what's falling apart is not punishment, it's preparation. The divine is creating space within him for something higher to emerge. Truth. Truth that he has loved her all along. Truth that every lesson, every delay, every silence was designed to bring him back to his own heart. Truth that love isn't weakness, it's remembrance. This Sunday's energy hits him through emotion, through memory, through synchronicity. He begins noticing signs everywhere, numbers repeating, songs aligning with his thoughts, phrases that echo her voice. He feels her energy like a heartbeat behind his own. It doesn't haunt him, it awakens him, because now he's ready to feel what he once ran from. As the vibration intensifies, he may experience waves of sadness, longing, or guilt, not because he's broken, but because his heart is finally open enough to release what's been buried. every suppressed emotion begins to surface, demanding to be felt, forgiven, and freed. The divine feminine doesn't need to intervene. Her silence is already guiding him. Her peace is the signal his soul follows back home. This awakening happens quietly. No one around him may notice. He still goes to work, answers messages, smiles in conversations. But inside, entire worlds are shifting. The man who once lived from logic begins to move through intuition. He feels drawn to solitude, to music, to the stars, to anything that reminds him of what's real. And though he doesn't say it aloud, he knows something greater is at work. The masculine's awakening isn't a single moment. It's a series of small recognitions that eventually become undeniable. He realizes he's been chasing distractions, but what he was really looking for was peace. And that peace only existed in one place, inside the connection that once terrified him. This Sunday, he won't necessarily reach out. He may not have the words yet, but he will feel the shift deep in his bones, a pull toward authenticity, toward truth, toward her. The feminine will feel it too. A sudden warmth in her heart, a wave of calm, a knowing without proof. That's his soul whispering across the veil. I'm waking up. And though he may still need time in the physical to align, his energy has already crossed the threshold. The masculine who once avoided the connection is dissolving. The one emerging is the man who understands that love is not something he finds. It's something he becomes. This is the true awakening, not a return to the past, but a rebirth into presence. This Sunday, the divine masculine's heart remembers what the mind forgot, that the connection was never gone, only dormant. And now, as his soul stirs, as his light reactivates, he finally steps into the vibration that was always meant to be his, the frequency of divine love. In the days surrounding this Sunday, the universe begins to sweep through the hearts of the twin flames like a divine wind, clearing what's old, softening what's rigid, and awakening what's true. This is the phase where everything hidden comes to the surface. The emotional body becomes a sacred vessel of purification, and both the feminine and masculine are invited to release the final layers of resistance that still stand between them and complete alignment. You'll feel it first as intensity, a sudden wave of emotions that makes no sense, laughter followed by tears, peace followed by nostalgia. You may dream of your counterpart more vividly, sense their energy stronger, or feel them thinking of you at random hours. Don't dismiss it. These are the energetic threads of your connection, being rewoven in higher frequency. The universe is synchronizing your hearts in real time. For the divine feminine, this cleansing may feel like softness returning. She's no longer burdened by waiting or wondering, but she can feel the depth of everything she's ever carried. The pain, the love, the longing. It all comes back, not to break her, but to show her how much she's grown. She might find herself crying without sadness, simply letting energy flow. That's her soul washing away the final remnants of the old story. Her tears are not weakness, they are activation. Every drop says, I'm ready to hold more light. For the divine masculine, this energy strikes deeper. It moves through his body like a pulse, unfamiliar, raw, unstoppable. Old emotions resurface: guilt, regret, longing, and confusion. But now, instead of running, he feels them. He lets them break through the walls he built long ago. He begins to understand that these emotions aren't punishment. They're proof that he's alive again. His soul is remembering what real connection feels like: vulnerable, boundless, divine. During this cleansing, the universe will send signs, not as random events, but as confirmations. You might see repeating numbers everywhere: 11, 11, 2, 2, 2, 5, 5, 5. Each one a message that timelines are showing. You might hear songs with lyrics that speak directly to your situation. You might sense their name appearing or feel an urge to look at the clock at the exact same time every day. These are not coincidences. They're the language of alignment. The divine speaks through patterns, and this week it will be speaking loudly. Some will feel waves of physical sensations: pressure in the chest, warmth in the heart, tingling in the crown or hands. Your body is recalibrating to a higher vibration. It's adjusting to carry more divine light. That's why grounding, rest, and hydration are essential right now. Not to avoid the energy, but to help anchor it. Because what's entering your field is not just emotion, it's transformation. As the energy reaches its peak on Sunday, everything unresolved begins to rearrange itself. Misunderstandings start to dissolve in silence. Closed doors begin to open. The connection feels alive again, not chaotic, but calm, steady, radiant. It's the calm that follows the storm, the knowing that healing has done its work. This emotional cleansing isn't here to hurt you. It's here to prepare you. It's the universe saying, "You've carried enough. Let me take it from here, so let go. Let the feelings move through. Let the memories pass without holding on." Every time you release, you make room for new energy to enter. Every breath becomes a bridge between the human and the divine. By the time the sun sets on this Sunday, something inside you will have shifted permanently. You'll feel lighter, not because everything is fixed, but because you're no longer trying to control it. You've surrendered to the flow of divine orchestration, and in that surrender, you find power. This is what true union feels like before it becomes visible. Peace within chaos, clarity within emotion, trust within uncertainty. The signs, the synchronicities, the surges of energy, they're not promises of a future. They're reflections of the now. Because union isn't a date waiting to arrive, it's a vibration that's already here, unfolding moment by moment. So when the emotions rise this weekend, don't resist them. They are not setbacks. They are confirmations. You're not falling apart. You're being cleared. You're not losing control. You're regaining alignment. And every tear, every sign, every heartbeat is whispering the same message. You're ready. This Sunday, the universe doesn't just want you to believe in magic. It wants you to become it. How to prepare for the activation. When the universe prepares to open a new energetic gate, it never happens outside of you first. It happens within. That's why this Sunday's alignment is not about waiting for something magical to descend from the sky. It's about tuning yourself to the frequency that can receive it. This is not a portal you walk through. It's one you become. Preparation begins with stillness. In the hours leading up to this energy peak, your body will crave silence, solitude, simplicity. You may feel tired, disconnected, or unusually introspective. That's not resistance, it's calibration. The universe quiets everything around you so that you can hear the voice of your higher self without distortion. This is when you must trust what you feel more than what you see. You don't need rituals or elaborate meditations. All that's required is awareness. Awareness of what you're carrying, what you're fearing, and what you're ready to release. Because this activation is not a blessing added to your life. It's an old version of you being gently removed. It's the moment your vibration steps ahead of your habits. The energy you've been cultivating for months now becomes your new normal. The divine feminine will feel this most in her heart space. She'll sense a deep peace rising beneath her emotions. A quiet knowing that she doesn't need to chase what's already hers. Her preparation is simple: to rest in her light. Every time she chooses peace over panic, she anchors the new frequency deeper into the collective grid. Every breath of trust becomes an invitation for miracles to manifest. The divine masculine, on the other hand, prepares differently. He may not be consciously aware of the activation, but his soul feels the pull, he'll notice strange bursts of emotion, sleepless nights, moments of reflection that seem to come from nowhere. He's being realigned, stripped of old beliefs, guilt, and illusions. For him, the preparation is surrender. He doesn't have to know how to return. He only needs to stop resisting what's guiding him back. To prepare for this activation, Spirit asks for 3 things. 1. Cleanse your environment. Your physical space mirrors your energetic one. Clear what feels heavy, objects, old messages, even habits that drain you. Make room for the new energy to flow freely. 2. Anchor your light through your body. Spend time in nature, breathe deeply, touch the earth. Drink more water than usual. It conducts energy and helps you ground what's being activated. The body is not separate from your ascension. It's the temple that holds it. 3. Let go of control. The most powerful preparation is faith. The universe can only fill hands that are open. Release your timeline, your expectations, your need to understand. You're not losing direction. You're aligning with divine precision. When the activation begins, you'll know. You might feel pressure in your chest, warmth in your spine, or a rush of emotion so strong it feels like remembering. Don't fight it. Breathe through it. This is your system downloading light codes, rebalancing your chakras, and syncing your vibration with your counterpart. It's not meant to overwhelm. It's meant to awaken. For some, this activation will trigger movement in the physical world. A message, a meeting, a sudden opportunity that feels divinely timed. For others, it will happen inwardly, a sense of completion, clarity, or calm that replaces the longing. Both are signs of progress. The universe works uniquely through every soul, but the purpose is the same: alignment. The truth is, you don't prepare for union by searching for it. You prepare by becoming it. Every time you choose to forgive, to surrender, to stand in your worth, you embody the vibration that magnetizes your divine counterpart effortlessly. Union happens when your energy stops asking, when, and starts declaring, now. So as this Sunday approaches, treat your stillness as sacred. Speak softly to your heart. Trust the unfolding. Let the old identity melt away like dawn melting the night. You're not waiting for the light anymore. You are the dawn itself. When the energy peaks, it won't come to test you. It will come to remind you that you were never unprepared. You were simply remembering the power you always had. This activation isn't coming to change your story. It's coming to reveal that the story has already been written. in your soul, in His, in the stars. All you need to do is show up in presence, because when the light finds you open, the universe does the rest. And on this Sunday, when the shift arrives, you'll feel it, not as chaos, not as confusion, but as homecoming. The feeling of finally standing inside the energy you've been chasing for lifetimes. Peace, clarity, love that doesn't ask, it simply is. Divine timing is never random. It's not luck, not coincidence, not a game of waiting. It's the sacred mathematics of the universe, a sequence of moments, emotions, and lessons arranged so precisely that every pause becomes purpose. And this Sunday, that purpose will unfold. You've been guided here, not by accident, but by orchestration. Every silence, every delay, every tear you thought was wasted has been aligning you to this exact vibration. The universe doesn't move according to your schedule. It moves according to your readiness. It waits for hearts to soften, for resistance to break, for truth to have enough space to breathe. And when that alignment finally arrives, everything that once felt stuck begins to move, not because you forced it, but because the energy itself decided, now. That's what this Sunday represents, the now. The intersection between destiny and readiness. The moment where what's meant for you finally has the frequency to reach you. For the divine feminine, this timing may feel overdue. She's spent months, maybe years, learning to trust invisible promises. There were nights she questioned if she was still on the path or just lost in illusion. But now, as this energy builds, she realizes something profound. The waiting was the training. Every moment she spent surrendering taught her how to hold energy without fear. Every season of silence strengthened her intuition. Every heartbreak turned into a portal of wisdom. She was not being delayed. She was being prepared to receive without losing herself. For the divine masculine, this timing feels like awakening after a long sleep. He's been running from truth, trying to control what was always meant to flow. But lately, time feels different. He looks around and sees old structures dissolving, familiar paths losing meaning. And within the noise of confusion, a calm voice whispers from deep inside him. It's time to remember. He doesn't fully understand it, but his soul does. That inner pull guiding him toward her, toward purpose, toward higher love. It's the same divine current that has been waiting for this alignment. This timing is sacred because it comes when both energies, feminine and masculine, are vibrating close enough for the universe to bridge them again. It's not about perfection, it's about resonance. The divine doesn't need you flawless, it needs you available. Available to see truth, available to release control, available to let love move through you without condition. Everything that happens around this Sunday, the signs, the synchronicities, the waves of emotion, are confirmations that destiny is active again. The pieces you couldn't move before will begin to shift on their own. Things that were unclear will find their shape. People will reveal who they are. Paths will open without explanation. It's not sudden luck, it's divine sequence. Because divine timing is not a clock, it's a vibration. And when your vibration matches the destiny written for you, the universe cannot hold it back any longer. If you felt the pressure building, it's because your energy is stretching into the next timeline. You're stepping into a version of yourself that has already lived this chapter in spirit. That's why it feels familiar. Your soul remembers this frequency. This is the energy of completion, not beginning. It's the vibration of promises kept, prayers answered, cycles fulfilled. And even if nothing happens in the physical yet, you'll feel it. You'll know the shift is real because your heart will no longer ask when. It will simply say, now. That's when divine timing reveals its true purpose, to teach you that you were never waiting for the right moment. You were becoming it. This Sunday is the mirror. It shows you who you've become. The feminine stands steady, radiant, surrendered. The masculine stands awakening, humbled, aware. And between them flows the current of divine timing, the invisible bridge built through every moment they refuse to give up. So don't chase what's aligning, breathe it in. Don't question the how, trust the rhythm. You don't have to reach for destiny anymore. You're standing inside it. And as this divine timing unfolds, remember, nothing is late, nothing is lost, nothing was in vain. The universe was never denying you. It was refining you. This Sunday isn't about waiting for a miracle. It is the miracle. The moment your inner world becomes ready to hold what your soul has always known was coming. There are moments in every twin flame journey when time seems to stop. Moments when the veil between the seen and unseen dissolves, and everything suddenly feels closer, clearer, undeniable. This Sunday will be one of those moments, not because of what happens in the world around you, but because of what awakens inside you. Something will shift, quietly, powerfully, irreversibly. The energy coming in doesn't arrive like lightning, it moves like breath, soft but unstoppable. You won't need to chase signs or decode meaning this time. The message will reach your soul directly. You'll simply know that the chapter of waiting is over. Know that the energy of becoming has settled. Know that the story you've been living is finally turning the page. This Sunday is the point of return, not to what was, but to what is meant. It's the moment when every delay, every silence, every test reveals what it was preparing you for. Embodiment. You no longer speak love, you are love. You no longer seek alignment, you live it. And from that vibration, the universe can finally build what your heart was promised. For the divine feminine, this is the first sunrise after a long night. She will feel a deep calm within her, not because everything is clear, but because her faith no longer depends on clarity. She will walk through this day with quiet power, sensing the energy responding to her peace. Conversations flow easier, signs multiply, dreams feel prophetic. She understands that the connection has moved beyond longing and into truth. This Sunday, she doesn't wait for reunion. She embodies union. For the divine masculine, this day marks an awakening of courage. Something inside him finally clicks into place. He begins to see her not through the eyes of desire, but through the eyes of recognition. He remembers the feeling of home, the way her energy balances his chaos, the way her presence silences every noise. He might not speak it yet, but the shift is real. The walls he built begin to fall, not because she tore them down, but because he no longer needs them. And together, even across distance, the energy between them changes form. The frequency of separation dissolves into connection. The silence turns into music. The ache turns into peace. It's the moment both souls align in vibration, even if words haven't yet been exchanged. The bond becomes undeniable, not through contact, but through consciousness. This Sunday is a mirror and a message. It reflects the version of you who has done the work, and it confirms that the universe has been listening all along. Every prayer, every surrender, every night you whispered, "I trust," it was heard. Now the echo returns as reality. But the real miracle isn't that something arrives. It's that you finally see what's been there the whole time. From this point forward, the journey will feel lighter. The lessons won't stop, but they'll flow with ease. You'll notice how effortlessly things begin to align. Communication, timing, opportunity, emotion. That's because the energy of resistance has been replaced with readiness. You are no longer manifesting, you are matching. So when you wake up this Sunday, don't look outside for proof. look within. The pulse you feel in your chest, the warmth that fills your heart, the sudden knowing that you are where you're meant to be, that's the confirmation. That's the shift. That's the universe whispering, it's done. This Sunday changes everything because it changes you. It anchors a version of yourself who no longer doubts divine timing, who no longer fears surrender, who no longer chases what's already hers. The feminine stands in her power. The masculine begins to rise, and the divine smiles, because love has done what it came here to do. It was never about reunion as an event. It was about the awakening of remembrance. Two souls remembering that they were never apart to begin with. And now, as this frequency ripples through every layer of your being, you'll understand what the waiting was really for. It wasn't for them, it was for you. So that when this energy arrived, you'd be able to hold it calmly, completely, consciously. This Sunday, breathe it in. Let it move through you. Let it rewrite what you once thought impossible. Because the truth is, it's not coming, it's here. And from this day forward, the journey will never feel the same again.